What is going on, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and today's video, my fellow agents, is actually a follow-up to one that I put out about a month ago where I highlighted a build based around St. Elmo's and the True Patriot gear set. And while many of you out there enjoyed that build and you liked the fact that you had that extra 30% ammo capacity, some of you reached out saying you were not a fan of that gear set. You were wondering if there was another way to increase that ammo capacity. The answer is yes, and that is exactly what I'm bringing you today. Now, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. And we are having a giveaway for an Xbox Series S. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced July 4th of this year. We are going to jump right into the build breakdown, my friends. After that, I will show you some more gameplay footage of the build in action. Now, starting with the specialization, you can see we're using Gunner. And the main reason for that is because it allows me to use the Banshee Pulse if I choose to. It depends on what I'm doing in the game, but this allows me to switch to it back and forth if I want. You also have a rate of fire increase. You get some armor on kill. And remember, regardless of which specialization you choose, always make sure to have the proper weapons activated in your weapon skill tree. That way you get a 15% weapon damage bonus regardless of which one you're using. Now, obviously, my primary for this build is St. Elmo's engine. If you do not have this weapon as yet, you definitely want to make farming this thing a priority because it is easily one of the best weapons in the game. I recommend hitting up Countdown or the Summit and set your targeted loot to AR. Now, the reason it's so effective is not only because of its talent where shooting an enemy with this weapon will give you one stack, and at 100 stacks, the rest of the magazine will be filled with shock ammo. But when we look at the mods, you can see you're getting that extra 20% crit hit damage, 30 extra rounds, 20% weapon handling, and 20% crit hit chance as well. It really puts that weapon into that top shelf area. You know what I mean? The other thing I want to make sure I mention really quick is I do have this at expertise level 14, as this is one of those weapons that is a keystone for many of the builds I put together, so I want to make this thing a priority as I level up. Moving on to the secondary, it is the ACS 12 with the talent close and personal. Now, when it comes to the secondary and the sidearm, it's really dealer's choice, fellow agents. Put anything you want here. Use your favorite weapons. It is totally up to you. Now, moving on to the gear, you can see I'm using 3 Striker, 2 Brazos, and the Ninja Bike backpack. And while most of you know how the Ninja Bike works, I'm going to give you a quick breakdown. First of all, one of the benefits is the fact that you do have 3 core attributes. And you can see it has the talent Resourceful, which slots in with any equipped gear set and or brand set item to fulfill a requirement towards unlocking a gear set's bonus. Can unlock bonuses from multiple sets simultaneously. So that means because we have 3 pieces of Striker, with that Ninja Bike equipped, we do get that 4-piece bonus. You can see 2 pieces 15% weapon handling, 3 pieces 15% rate of fire, and 4 pieces Striker's Gamble. Weapon hits increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. And on every single piece of gear in this build, I'm trying to stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage everywhere I can. Moving on to the body armor, it is the first of 2 pieces of Brazos, but once again, because of the Ninja Bike, we are getting that 3rd brand set bonus, and that is what we are targeting. It is the 50% magazine size. It means you're running with 106 bullets in the magazine. I'm also using the talent Obliterate, where critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 25 times. Now, if you want more survivability, I mean, you can see I'm sitting at 1.4 million armor. So for those of you out there that may want more survivability, you could switch to Unbreakable. But remember, even if you have a ton of armor, if you're not putting out enough damage, you're going to be dead anyway. So always make sure you have that balance between the two. Next, my fellow agents, we have the 2nd piece of Brazos, that is Picaro's holster, and once again, it's one of those rare items in the game where you have 3 core attributes. You can see we have that armor, we have that 15% weapon damage, and because we're using the brand set, we have that extra skill tier, which is going to help with our shield, which does help with survivability. And last but not least, we have the knee pads and the gloves, which are the final 2 pieces of the Striker gear set. Once again, I'm trying to stack crit hit chance and crit hit damage everywhere I can. When we look at my skills, you can see I'm using 2 of my favorite in the game, which are the Crusader shield just in case things get sideways, and in this version of the build I'm using the assault drone. But remember, as I mentioned earlier, I do switch to the Banshee Pulse from time to time. When we look at my stats, you can see I'm sitting at 53.5% crit hit chance. Remember, the max is 60, and 123.8 crit hit damage. And those numbers are going to be dependent not only on the gear you have equipped, but also having a Shade Watch of level 1000. That is going to do it for this one, my friends. I hope it helped you out, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know, and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I want to take a moment as always and thank you all for your incredible support of this channel. I sincerely appreciate the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, If you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Civilians in danger. Reinforcements incoming. Incoming hostiles detected.
Took a bullet.
Heavily armored hostile detected. Civilians in distress. Vital signs critical.
Bastard!
Supply room access unlocked.
You're just right for this hellhole.
Civilians in danger. Hostile broadcast detected.